Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we'll take a look into another superstar's journey. He was selected 15th overall by the Milwaukee Bucks in the 2013 NBA draft, and luckily the Bucks did great with this selection. Giannis Antetokounmpo is a 6'11" all-around player who's made the Bucks a playoff caliber team. He's won back-to-back regular season MVP awards in 2019 and 2020, and plus he's barely coming into his prime. Today we'll take a look at what some legends have to say about Giannis and today's topic, NBA legends on how good Giannis Antetokounmpo is. But before we get to the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more.
Matches it 20-2 over the last 5 minutes and 9-0 here in the fourth. Giannis taking it to the rim and scoring. That is 33 points.
Since Giannis made his NBA debut in 2013, he stacked up 2 regular season MVPs back-to-back, plus a Defensive Player of the Year award in 2020 to go along with his MVP trophy. He's received many comparisons and even been named the best player in the NBA. So let's check out what some NBA legends have to say about the Greek Freak.
No, it's not.
Wait, what is it?
No, it's not.
If Kawhi is the second best player in the league,
Yes.
and Giannis is the best player in the East, that must mean that Giannis is the best player in the NBA.
Yeah. He is.
Then where's LeBron?
And where's
That's
KD?
That's why when you asked the question, I said I don't know. It could either be Giannis, LeBron, or KD.
So he might be 1, 2, or 3.
Exactly, 1, 2, or 3. Chuck, you went to Auburn. Chuck, you went to Auburn. Don't ever try to,
He's got 3 doctorates, so I'm gonna agree with that.
Kenny, you got some pictures, man.
2 plus 2 was not 4.
You asked a different question.
But I will say this: when we talked about this, could be an NBA final.
That Shaq actually believes that the Greek Freak is better than him?
Hell no. And you know, it's just, listen, Shaq, let me tell you something right now. Shaq's my brother. We're very tight. So I can say this. Go back in history and listen to how many times Shaq has told us, oh, I lied. I didn't mean that. That was just marketing. That's all that was. You know how many times he has said something like that? He says one thing, but we come to find out he really didn't mean it. I think this is one of those times. Giannis is not a center. Giannis is not a center.
Yeah.
He's a guy that can play in the post. He can dunk on anybody. He can run the floor. He can do a lot of different things. Okay? So if you're comparing him to a LeBron, if you're comparing him to some other small forward or something like that, that would be different. Giannis is not 320 and 50 pounds. You understand? As dominant as he is, you're trying to tell me as dominant as he is, that dominance is comparable to Shaq in his prime?
Getting there.
I didn't say he's getting there. I did not ask you if he's getting there. I said, is he there? The fact of the matter is, that's not who he is in terms of Shaq. Playing strictly with your back to the basket, 10 feet and in, dominant, 3 dudes carrying you. You literally are lifting dudes off the ground while dunking on folks. That's the talk. That's the kind of stuff that we're talking about here. I'm talking about somebody who was massive, not somebody. I don't care about the 57
Why
pounds.
is dominant got to be what you say dominant is? It's a different kind of dominant.
I'm sorry. I thought they were asking me the question. They didn't come to match yet. They asked me. So that's why I have that definition of it, because I'm the one speaking. I am saying to you that when it comes to a big man, a top 5, I'm talking about a center. I'm thinking about, I don't look at Giannis as a center. I look at him as a totally different player than Shaq.
Shaq looks at him as a center.
Because that's what Shaq is trying to say.
Look, first of all, Giannis is a center, and he's a point guard, and he's a forward. Giannis is, talk about positionless basketball, this dude does everything, and Shaq is telling you the truth. Know why? Shaq is being honest. One of the things that makes Shaq great on TV, by the way, a lot like Barkley. You don't feel like there's a filter. Even if later on he says, I lied about something, but you don't feel like he's filtering stuff. By the way, look at those numbers. Interesting. You say he's not as dominant, but look at those numbers. Almost identical where there's an advantage, except for blocks. It's Giannis. The point is this. Shaq is being honest about the following. He sees in the Greek Freak a nearly 7-footer who's allowed to do all the things he can do. He's allowed to try them. And Shaq is like, yo, Shaq was a great passer out of the post. Shaq could put the ball on the floor for a guy his size. He was super athletic coming out of college. And he was forced really to play a certain way. And he's really just saying, man, I wish I could play today. Maybe I could play like the Greek Freak, or at least try. But he's giving it up and saying, but you know what? I don't play today. this dude does, and he's allowed to do all the things I only wished I could do, and he's doing them. He's just being honest. It's why he'll give up the Superman nickname, because the Greek Freak does it with a Shaquille O'Neal kind of attitude and some of the same physical gifts, obviously not as massive, but he's allowed to fully show what he can do, and Shaq feels like he wasn't.
So can we compare Giannis to Shaq? Not really, in my opinion, because he's not only just a center, plus the game has evolved to the point where guys are normally playing more than one position in a season. That just shows how different the NBA is compared to previous eras. So let's get back to the video to hear what other NBA legends have to say about Giannis.
And then, right now with Milwaukee in your mind, Chuck?
Giannis has got to get better as a player, Ernie. I hate saying it because I think he's a great kid. I hate criticizing guys, especially if I like him. He got a long way to go as a player.
And that sounds funny when you're talking about back-to-back MVP.
But your flaws don't show until you you don't play, and I don't want to call it, you're playing against 2 good teams, 5 bad teams. So your numbers average out to what they are. But they've gotten beat the exact same way in the playoffs 2 years in a row. Exactly the same way. We're talking about the Toronto Wall 2 years ago. They didn't get beat by the Toronto Wall last year. And you notice when they play games, their half-court offense is not good. I mean, it's just not good. I would love to see Giannis. They brought in Holiday. I would love to see Giannis post up more. But I think that I wish he would spend some time with a Kevin. You know how guys spent time with Kobe and worked on their footwork? I would love to see him go work with like a Kevin Garnett, because he is so limited offensively. And now he's trying to, he's got to get better at the free throw line. But when I look at the Milwaukee Bucks, I hate to say it, as great as he is, it's all going to be on Giannis, because he decided to stay there. Now he's got to make a conscious effort and say, you know what? I can't be the reason we're losing. And he's not the reason they're losing, but he's part of it.
First of all, First of all, what you said makes no sense.
What do you mean?
No sense? No, none at all.
What do you mean?
None at all. One, he's playing fine. You know, him going up against the wall has nothing to do with him. Has something to do with coaching and strategy. You can't put your best player at the top of the key and you have to do other stuff. Get him the ball involved. A lot of people want him to work on his jumper, maybe a mid-range, but I don't want to see him shooting threes. Him working with Kevin Garnett and Kevin McHale, he's not that player. He's not a post player. This is what he does. He plays like this. He plays with a lot of heart. He plays with a lot of energy. Him working with McHale or Kevin Garnett will do nothing to him because he's not that type of player.
Well, first of all, it was the Toronto Raptors. But he has to get better as a player. Do they have all the pieces? I'm not sure. But, Kenny, let me ask you this question. When you watch the Milwaukee Bucks play in the playoffs, can you say 100%, well, he's not the reason they're losing?
No. Can't say that. He's part of the reason, too.
Okay.
He's the greatest player in the game, but he has deficiencies in his game.
He is the best player in the world, and I disagree with that. I think LeBron James is still the best player in the world. Giannis has had the best season the last 2 seasons in the NBA, but that doesn't necessarily make you the best player in the world. I think he has the drive to become the best player, and you can tell that from where he's come from the beginning of his career to where he is now. He has the drive, he has all the tools that you need, the length, the speed, the athleticism, but he's not the best player.
Trending. Richard Jefferson, after this game, and this is an entirely different conversation from the foul calls, tweeted, Giannis might be a Pippen. There, I said it. He needs his Jordan. So, Richard, go ahead. The floor is yours. Explain exactly what you mean when you say that.
Now, for all the people that think that I'm disrespecting whether it's Pippen or Giannis, look, Giannis is a monster. Giannis is far better than I ever was. So let me get all of this out. What I am saying is that, okay, maybe people are like, no, he's Jordan and he needs a Pippen. Look, Jordan was the one taking the shots, making the free throws at the last minute of the game. All of the highlights, the decision making, that's what he needs, right? That's the issue right now. He's not a great free throw shooter yet. And before everyone starts going
4 years old,
I mean, when do you hit your prime if you're not your prime? And then when he hits his prime, I'm really going to be scared then because he's already about to start racking up MVPs. He's going to get this year. He got last year. So when do you hit your prime? Or do some people hit it earlier than others, and some have longer primes than others?
And also the attitude, Jay Williams. They played the Clippers twice this year, one in LA without Paul George. They won. When the Clippers came to Milwaukee, they got waxed. Okay, they was beating the Lakers double digits, and Giannis got in foul trouble. That's why they came back. So this guy has a level of dominance we haven't seen.
I love the comparison.
The Greek Freak is without a doubt one of the top players in the NBA. Where do you rank him when it comes to the best of the best? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in to watch today's video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.